Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Izzaturrohmah binti Ahsan and I was a student of Bachelor in Accountancy. Do I think BIA is a difficult course? Uh, Personally, it is. It is very challenging and very hard for me because the core subject in BIA is continuously subject. For example, like MA ada 1, 2, 3 and lastly tax ada 1 dan 2. So, basically, if you don't understand the particular of that subject in the beginning, so it is a bit challenging for you to understand the next stage of the subject. So, the toughest subject, I would say that theory subject. Because like as a BI student, I already terexposed with numbers and calculations banyak than theory. So if something that I need to read, I akan lemah sikit. But if like macam something yang I kena kira, benda tu dah ada formula and also step to do it, so it's okay for me. What I do to score dalam subjek yang I rasa susah ni, basically I will focus in the class and I will ask lecturer immediately after class if I don't understand the topics on that day. And I also will do some notes and together with the keywords yang membuatkan I lagi faham on that particular of topics. So what is my daily study routine? Basically, I don't really have a daily routine to study. And I also do last minute things. So what I did is I ambil balik notes yang I buat. I akan belajar from that and I akan fahamkan, and to make my understanding better, I will do past year paper and I also study with a friend. 3 important factors that push myself to final year end is basically my parents, of course. I want to make they proud of me, and second, I don't want to repeat any papers as it's very wasting time and also wasting money as the fees is also not that cheap. And lastly, I want to secure a good job with a better salary. One of my favorite self-motivation quotes is believe in yourself and good things do start happening. That one I found from a book called The Magic of Thinking Big, which means that if you believe yourself you can do it, then you can do it. A message to you guys, I just want to say that it is okay to not to be okay, but just don't give up and focus whatever you do now. And paling penting, don't forget to enjoy your student's life. That's all for me. All the best korang.
Hi, my name is Masturina Aida Binti Muhammad Nasir. In my opinion, BIA is difficult, but I think not only BIA, all courses are difficult, but you need to enjoy it. During my studies from diploma until degree, I really scared of audit and theoretical subject because I seorang yang tak pandai nak goreng. Tapi if you faham and can change it into a situation that you can understand, and then it will be easier for you. Okay, what I do to make the toughest subject become a scorable subject, I do my own notes based on lecturer slides, add on sikit information from books, from lecturer and so on. For example, if lecturer bagi situation untuk fahamkan kita orang untuk buat calculation ke, untuk fahamkan teori ke apa, I akan tulis for my reference. And study routine to always keep up with the lesson. I would say practice on past year paper, faham and hafal, but you cannot just hafal je. Kena faham juga so that nanti exam, kalau you blank apa, you still boleh jawab sebab you faham. 3 important factors that push myself to the final end. First one is, of course, my parents. And then I minat account dari sekolah. And lastly, I would say beri sumbangan to our country as a accounting student. My favorite self-motivation quote is from Thomas Jefferson. I find that the harder I work, the more like I seem to have. Based on my experience, kalau I belajar betul-betul, like study hard, study smart, I akan dapat markah yang betul-betul puas hati, markah tinggi, which is A. Tapi if I macam okay, belajar sambil lewa je, belajar macam nak tak nak, I akan tak dapat A lah, of course. Okay, my message to you guys is that don't give up. It's okay if you feel down sometimes. If you rasa, oh aku tak boleh buat, ni susah. Betul, susah. Tapi you need to enjoy, you need to ask, you just need the guidance and find the right circle to achieve your goals. Don't be stressed too much. Just enjoy every moment in your studies. Good luck for your future endeavors. Happy study.
Hello everyone, my name is Abbirami Nakkeeran and I graduated from Management and Science University with a Bachelor's of Accounting. Bachelor's of Accounting is a tough course because it is a very technical subject and you do need a passion for accounting because you need to go the extra mile and put in a lot of hard work for most of the subject. But if you're willing to put in the work, then the way the subjects are structured in MSU, it will definitely help you build a very strong foundation as you progress through your papers. In my opinion, financial accounting was the toughest subject for me because it was complex and it was also very technical. There was a lot of accounting principles, formulas, accounting standards that you had to remember and also be very attentive during the whole paper because a small mistake can change the whole course of your question. So, financial accounting it is. What do I do to make the toughest subject scorable? Start early, have a lot of practice and seek help when needed. So as early as the first semester, you should be able to break down the subject into smaller chunks and do a lot of practice. Your past year questions is really your best friend in this situation. Do a lot of past year questions, and if you are stuck in any part of the way, make sure you seek help from your lecturers. In my opinion, they have always been more than happy to help. Please study routine, keep it simple. Do your tutorials on your own, have a lot of practice and pay attention in class. My 3 factors are interconnected. Have a clear goal, be committed and have a positive mindset. Once you have set the goal at the start of the semester, be committed to it, work hard, and throughout the semester, have a positive mindset and stay motivated to achieve that goal. Focus on quality, not quantity. Always be very mindful of the work you put out. It doesn't matter how much of practice questions you're doing, but if you're doing them in airplane mode and you're not paying attention, then it won't be helpful at all. So be very mindful and have an intention when you're doing any type of work for your degree. Remember that your education is not just getting good grades. You are also here to learn, to build these critical thinking skills that will help you in the future. So keep pushing yourself, stay motivated, and always remember that every day is an opportunity to learn new things. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Aizat Bin Sahar. Studying accounting course is fun but challenging at the same time, but it will be fruitful throughout your life journey or your career journey as it involves accounting in your daily life. The most toughest subject is integrated case study as you have to understand the case of the business or the situation, but you will need to provide the solution, put yourself as the top management in the company, which you require a bird's eye view of the case. For example, you need to include management accounting, tax, audit, and also financial accounting in one picture in providing the solutions. In order to make you score in the subject, the life hack is easy, bro. It's just that you need to keep practice. At least before exam, 2 weeks before exam, you can start do your revision and practice past year's papers. At least you have the understanding on how the pattern of the questions or the case study in the exam. About study routine, maybe in one day you just spend 1 hour to recap what have you studied at class. At the same time, while in class, just put 100% focus. That's it. The 3 important factors to keep push yourself. Number 1, you need to understand your own self, strength and weaknesses. Number 2, you need to know what is your goals in life. Number 3, finish what you have started and don't stop midway. My self-motivation quotes are always be proud of yourself and make your parents proud in everything you do in life, and never compare yourself to others, as every single of us face different struggles in life. Hi juniors, welcome on board. You only live once, so enjoy life. Study hard but play harder.
Assalamualaikum semua. Hi, my name is Izyan. I'm one of your senior dulu ambil BIA. I grad tahun 2020. For me, BIA ni dia tak susah, dia tak senang. Dia ada pros and cons dia sendiri lah, ikut pada orang tu. Tougher paper for me would be BECG, sebabnya there's a lot of theory that I need to understand, and critical thinking. Banyak sangat kena fikir. I don't like. Macam mana I score is every subject pun, bukan paper toughest je I buat macam ni. Semua paper pun I akan score coursework. Coursework tu macam korang punya foundation tau. Bila korang punya coursework tinggi, nanti final korang tak payah serabut dah. Tinggal nak berapa je lagi percentage untuk dapat A. Or tak apa, kalau nak pass tu tengok berapa banyak. Faham tak? Kalau boleh dapat A, best. Seronok. Betul cakap. Daily routine everyday after class, ataupun malam-malam I tengah lepak tu, I recap balik apa madam ajar, supaya nanti final exam bila faham benda tu, kita boleh apply macam mana pun the question is. Dia trick macam mana kita pun confirm kita boleh buat, sebab kita faham, bukan kita hafal. Okay, important factors would be my parents, I ada life goal, and self growth. I nak improve. Okay, favorite self motivation is strive to be better. Every day I cakap dapat cermin kat benda ni. I nak jadi better hari ni, better lagi, better lagi, better lagi. Message to inspire korang. I share lah dulu masa sekolah rendah, sekolah menengah, I tak pandai pun. Semua peperiksaan I dapat 3A je. Peperiksaan PMR, SPM. Tapi masuk belajar dekat MSU, I daripada start diploma sampai degree, I dapat D-list every sem sampai grad. Macam mana I buat? Itulah tadi yang I share kat korang tu. I amalkan begitu hari-hari sampai I grad. Sampai sekarang ni I tengah sama SCCA. Doakan I I pun akan doakan korang semua berjaya exam ke apa. Coursework jangan malas, solat jangan tinggal. Okay, itu saja. Good luck. Bye bye. Thank you.
Hello and hi everyone. I am Puteri Nadhirah and MFIA Alumni who took a BIA course during my study period in MFIA. I am grateful to be reached out to share my experience as a BIA student. So the first question that was asked for me is whether I think that BIA is a difficult course. The answer is yes. To be fair, all courses have their own challenges, and I believe that there were no easy courses. However, taking BIA course requires you to understand a lot of concepts and to have a better mindset, which to see things in a lot of different perspectives. The next question is which paper do I think that is the toughest? So during my study period there, for me, I think the toughest paper is taxation. This is because I was not really exposed into a tax world. If I'm not mistaken, during my SPM and also foundation, I didn't learn. I don't have the syllabus of taxation. Other than that, during the degree period, our government also made changes from GST to SST. So it is kind of difficult, which we need to learn more additional things, for the GST and also SST, and we need to understand in the short term. And for the next question is what do I do to make the toughest subjects become a scoreable subject, and what was my daily study routine? So what I did was I go to class and focus 100% in the class. When you focus in the class, you can understand better. And during the lectures, I will take notes and ask if there is any question that I did not understand to the lecturer. Second, I will do the exercise given by lecturer. This is so that we can practice a lot and we can understand better. And whenever during the exercise, if we have something that we don't understand, we can go back to ask lecturer regarding the question. And during the exam week, I will self-study and do a lot of exercises. Usually I will do the whole set of past year question, and I will self-study at night from usually from 8 to 11, and then I go to sleep. And then I wake up again to study from 3 to 5 in the morning. But this study schedule, it depends on yourself. You need to check yourself whether you are good at studying at night or in the morning or also in the evening. It is kind of an extra thing to do to understand the study better. Apart from that, I also usually will refer to the internet for the additional information that are related with the topics. So I just not depends on the lectures note. I also find more additional information, more additional things that I can get from the internet. So I can get a lot of more example and more view on the topics, on the related topics. The next question would be, what is the 3 important factors to push myself to final M? The first factor is I have this academic validation where I usually feel satisfied or accomplished whenever I get better grades. So I need to study hard to have a better result. And the second factor is my focus was to have a better future. Of course, better grade does not guarantee I can have a better future, but that was my mindset during the study. I believe that better grade can ease you to get a job interview. Whether you get it or not, we cannot guarantee that, but it is a ticket to get a job interview. And the third factor is I have a fear of failure. So whenever I think that if I don't study hard enough, I will fail. So this kind of mindset pushed me to study hard, to study well, and to achieve better grade. The next question is, what was my favorite self-motivation quote? So my favorite quote was, live the life that you imagine. So using this quote, I will work hard and I want to live the life that I wanted. So the last one is my message to my junior. So my message was to study well and do not live in regrets. Do whatever that makes you proud, and balancing between your study and life is also important. You can enjoy your life, but do not forget your responsibility as a student as well. Don't push yourself too hard and know your limits. Be proud of yourself whenever you already give your best. So I think you can do this. Thank you.